Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime, and first off, happy Halloween, guys. I pretty much hope you pretty much all pretty much had a great one, and yeah, let's get into this episode, which is One Piece episode 948. So, this is one of those episodes where it didn't really get too far beyond reuniting Kawamatsu with Kiku and Raizo, and just Yogoro, and the subsequent fight to happen after. And so, in that respect, it probably wasn't the greatest episode, but at the same time, I personally believe this to be one of the more satisfying episodes of the anime in Wano so far because up to this point, it has felt like our heroes have been relatively pushed, well, pretty much pushed back at every turn by Kaido and Orochi's forces. But with Kawamatsu finally reuniting with the others, there was now this sort of genuine feeling throughout from watching the episode throughout that we've finally taken the first real genuine steps forward to opposing Kaido and Orochi. And a large part of that is also that we do get to see the Akazaya 9, how you also get to see how and also how we did get to see the Yakuza reuniting sparks a renewed hope in the prisoners who felt they had no other choice but to obey up to this point. And even though them not recognizing Livy Zeus was shown to us as a gag, I do like how it does reinforce that this particular arc, it isn't necessarily supposedly focused on Luffy, or at the very least, Luffy isn't the 100% driving force of this story, but rather the driving force of this story is the samurai themselves and how they're the ones giving hope back to the country, and that's back to a country that's all but lost faith from being beaten down by tyranny oppression on part from Kaido and Orochi. But now with the samurai's return, uh, 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 that spark has reignited, and and also through this episode, I think it very subtly showcases that because of that renewed spark at all. We can kind of see little bits and pieces of of just how the prisoners react and whatnot, and just how things go in this episode that shows us that the vice hold that Kaido and Orochi have on Wano is pretty much loosening, but just the fact of the Yakuza 9 having of the Yakuza 9 pretty much slowly but surely reuniting, it's genuinely giving that sense of hope and that hope for a change and hope for a new beginning, a new beginning with the Yakuza 9 reunited. Like all hope is lost. It didn't just die with Odin. It's still thriving, and they can still keep fighting even if things are even when they're pushed to their absolute limit now. Like it's giving hope. It's giving a genuine hope back to people who just have lost that at this point, and I really like that. Um, one thing, one thing I have to mention though is the scene of Zoro fending off an assassin from killing Hiyori. And while the art and animation for this week's episode was mostly within the bounds of what is normal, given given two scene given two scenes, I have to say that in that one I have to say in that one single scene of Zoro fending off that assassin, the animation was smooth, the art beautiful, and the atmosphere amazing. Like, I'm not joking when I say, I'm sure the one thing that a lot of people are going to talk about in this episode is the scene of Kawamatsu of Kawamatsu from having this whole and that whole explosion of Sakuga with him just kind of with him just leaving a path of destruction in his wake in this episode. But to me, the I'm not joking when I say, to me, that again, that this one scene of Zoro and fighting off the assassin was one of the best, if not the best scenes, if not the best scene I've seen from Wano in the anime to date. Just from how the colors, the lighting just all popped off the screen. It was beautiful to like it was beautiful to look at. And again, there was and just from the way that the light the light, the color, it all meshed, just how from the way the lighting and the color just all meshed together, it created this wonderfully wonderfully serene yet very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very serene and very like engrossing. I don't know if it's engrossing is the right word, but it had a the atmosphere of that scene felt like something you could get lost in. Like I felt kind of just entranced watching that scene. Like it was just so just the background, the artwork, it all was just flow. It all meshed and flowed beautifully together. And I don't know I don't know. I'm not sure who's responsible for that whole sequence with Zoro and the assassin, but whoever's responsible for it deserves a raise and a promotion of some kind. Like I'm not sure how the animation industry works in Japan, but like whoever did that whole sequence, Japan or Toei just pretty much need to give that man his pretty much due credit in some way. Um, and if anyone knows who did that scene with Zoro and the assassin, please tell me in the comments because I really want to know. Like I said, just atmosphere, animation, art. It was all just it was beautiful. What more can I say? It was beautiful to look at. Of course, just to be fair, like I said, that wasn't the only scene, but to me it was the highlight. Uh, as in the episode, we also get to see Kawamatsu go on a full on pretty much Sakuga killing spree after breaking free. And what can I say other than it was just it was just as glorious to watch. Maybe less atmospheric as the Zoro scene, but still was a great display and giving us a demonstration of just what Kawamatsu is capable of when he's completely unrestrained. In fact, amazing art and animation aside, I just love how this episode as a whole really just showcased what the Akazaya 9 are capable of, and yet at the same time, it really just felt like a tease of what they're capable of. Like, we're really only scratching the surface of what the Akazaya 9 can really do. Like, I feel like this is just one of those classic moments of just like teasing us with what these characters are fully capable of. But when they face an actual real opponent like Kaido, for instance, that's when their ability is truly going to shine. Um, Now, on a lesser note, we officially learned that Kiku is actually short for Kiku Nojo, so she's actually a man. And that is one of those reveals where, looking back, it should have been so obvious to me. Like, really, Oda at the time wasn't even being coy about it, but I just didn't really think much of the hints he was dropping at the time. But it's even funnier now knowing who Kikunojo's brother is. Like, it's like the French thing with the French thing with the reveal of Kikunojo being a man is that it's not so much the reveal itself that's shocking, but more just just the insanity of how much more backstory is going to spawn from this reveal. Like when like the French amount of world building and connecting everything we know up to this point, like pretty much back to Kikunojo's backstory, is kind of nuts. Honestly, like there's a lot more to be revealed now with Kikunojo. Now that we know that Kikunojo is a man, but it's like it's what we find out from here is like is kind of is to be expected, but it's like it's also still kind of insane from here. Um, but yeah, guys. With that said, that's all I've got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and list to Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.